back live again this morning. How cold is it at the minute? I can't believe it. At the weekend at Easter, we were in our back garden in t-shirts with a barbecue. The kids and us were having a barbecue on Easter Saturday, enjoying sunshine, gorgeous weather, and now it's like freezing, cold, snowing. What's going on? I don't know about you, but it's just really weird. Welcome to Northern Ireland, all the seasons in one day. Hopefully that snow has stopped wherever you are as well, and hopefully it's beginning to brighten up. But my goodness, a wee shock to the system as it just got cold. So I thought I would just do this live. I've pulled a few cards this morning because I was just taking some time to get going myself this morning, and I thought, well, do you know what, if I'm feeling like this, the chances are maybe other people are too. So I got up this morning and I just was initially full of enthusiasm to get going, and then just as I kind of started to get into my day, I sort of felt a little bit flat, and I thought, oh dear, I don't like this. So when that happens to me, what I do is I write about it, I journal, I sit with it, I try and understand where it's coming from. I don't always get the answers, but I sometimes sit and I just try and find out what's going on. So I was feeling a bit flat, and I thought, right, what can I do to shift this? Because, if I'm going to walk my talk, I have to actually be able to practice the things that I say to other people. So I thought, right, well, okay, I'll meditate. So I did a meditation just to cleanse and clear energy, anything that I picked up that wasn't mine. I was just letting that brush off. It's very important. It's easy to pick up other people's energy, collectively. So just brushing that off, clearing that away. And then I did a little bit of Qigong, just to try and bring some movement in, because you spend a lot of time, well, I do anyway, sitting at my desk working. So for me, getting some movement into my body was quite important as well. So I did that this morning, and then I thought, well, what else can I do? So I had done some journaling, I've done meditation, I've done a little bit of Qigong, and I thought, I'm going to pull some cards and see what comes up. So I decided to use the Shamanic Medicine deck. You'll have seen me use this before. This is one of my favourite cards, or set of cards, and it's always, I don't know why I'm shocked, because I've used tarot, excuse me, I've used tarot for years, and I've used cards for years, but I still get pleasantly surprised when you pull the cards and they're so appropriate to what's going on. And what was, as I was writing and as I was meditating, the things that were coming to me, the things that when you tune into the quiet time of your soul, you can start to see, when you start to let all the craziness of outside world and all the stuff that's going on just settle down, and you come into this place of calm and stillness, the answers start to come. So the first card that came up this morning was the altar card. Very, very lovely card. This one is very much, it spoke to me straight away. I have a little shamanic altar in my room here, that I do tend and look after. I probably don't look after it as much as I should, so it's been a bit of a kick up the bum as well to do that when you see these cards. However, the altar card, very much about focusing on what sustains you. Okay, having an altar, it doesn't have, what is an altar? An altar is just a place where you can connect in with yourself or with spirit or with your guides or whatever you wish to do. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. In fact, the simpler the better. Sometimes just a simple corner of your room, a simple shelf where you can pop, a couple of crystals, a photograph, whatever you want. Or it can be a more elaborate style. It can be a more elaborate altar where you have, representations of the four elements. So you've maybe got, a crystal sitting for earth, you've maybe got a candle for fire, you've maybe got a feather for air, and you've maybe got a little container full of water. Whatever you decide, you can put whatever speaks to you, and you may wish to leave different offerings and things. I'll get to that in a minute, because the offerings card also came up today. But it's about honouring a simple place for you, and it's a very tangible way of maintaining balance. Sometimes we get really stuck in our heads and we find that we've nothing to actually physically, tangibly do. So if you have a little altar space, somewhere where you can physically go to, it could be in your garden. You could create a wee corner of your garden and maybe have, You know, that's your little wild space where you connect into the elemental energies of the fairy kingdom, or, you know, with Mother Nature herself. You know, it's whatever speaks to your soul. There's no right or wrong here. You know, it's about what works for you. You know, and it's a simple personal space, somewhere where you can find your balance and maintain that serenity deep within you, because it becomes a practice where you go to your altar space on a daily basis. You know, and you might want to leave offerings, you might want to sit in meditation, you might want to just sit even with your morning cuppa and just connect in with yourself and connect in with what's going on around you. It asks you also to honor the blessings and remember your ancestors, remember those who came before, the deep wisdom that you carry in your own DNA and in your own personal history, as well as your ancestral line, but also then to consider those who have yet to come, the descendants, the future generations, and our place in all of that, and how our actions impact those that are yet to come. It also gives you a time for pause and a time for quiet. And it allows you then to tune into the wisdom of your soul and to start to focus on what you want, not what you don't want. And gives you time to make time for gratitude and reflection and thanksgiving. And that's what I found that I did this morning too. I had vented all the stuff that was going on in my head, get it out, because I like to get it out. Otherwise it just goes around in my head. So I would write, and quite often I tear it up or get rid of it after that. But I write out everything I need to get out. And then I thought, do you know what, this is just all complaining. And what I did was I turned it around, and at the bottom of it I wrote all the things I was grateful for. And that leads me into this card, the offerings, because the minute I did that I could feel a shift in my energy. And I've said it so many times, you know, keep a gratitude journal, do this, do that. But when you actually physically do it, it makes such a difference. It does shift your energy. It shifts the heaviness into a more higher vibration. And this offerings card came up. And I would urge you to maybe think about, maybe make a list of all the things you have to be grateful for. Because it's only when we do that that we see how rich we really are. It's so easy to fall into fear and fall into the need to constantly complain or constantly criticize others or be frustrated or be angry or, you know, get sucked into all the drama that's going on around us, you know, whereas the altar card asks us to pull back, focus on what sustains us. And then this offerings card asks us to give of ourselves, to offer back, to remember that all is interconnected. So whenever you're giving, you're also receiving, particularly when you give something of value without any expectation of anything in return. You will be reciprocated. It will come back to you, you know. And the offering doesn't have to be monetary. It can be a kind word, a smile, a gesture of kindness, a random act of kindness for someone. It can be a song, it can be a simple prayer, it can be an offering of blessing. It can be leaving some offerings on your altar, maybe some crystals, maybe going out into nature and leaving some tobacco, leaving some sage, maybe leaving some crystal chips, whatever it may be. You know, so a thoughtful word, anything like that, being humble, keeping the offering in your heart and offering it as a blessing. And that shifts the energy as well. And that invites abundance in, which is, you know, we're so abundant when we think about it. When we start to focus on what we have rather than what we don't have or what we are lacking, when we start to focus on what we actually do have, then we draw more of that to ourselves. So it's really important from an energy point of view to really focus on what it is that sustains you. Yes, by all means, get all the negativity out, ground it, get rid of it, notice it. It's not about ignoring it completely, because you really need to focus. You need to be aware. You need to have a foot in both worlds. So you need to be very aware of the shadow and very aware of the light, and kind of become the bridge between the two, so that you can get involved when you need to get involved in things, but also step back when you need to step back, because there's no need for us to be involved in all the fights and all the arguments and all the stuff that's going on. Sometimes it's important that we do get involved if we need to stand up for something, but it's also important then just to honour ourselves and what's right. Okay, so the altar and the offerings both came up, and then this lovely card came up as well at the end, then the air card, which is all about creativity and new beginnings and freshness. And I loved this because I thought this really is a time now. You know, we're just still at that moment where we're still held back. but the winds of change are coming. Okay, so allow those winds, allow the element of air to blow through your life and to sweep away whatever needs to go. Allow it to sweep through your life and sweep through your imagination. Stir that up. What's going on with you? What would you like? What are you dreaming of? What is your big vision? What is your, what's your idea? This is time for a new beginning. This is time for you. Don't allow fear and negativity to sweep you off track. Okay, don't allow that to hold you back. Get creative. Find your passion. Find your genius. Let the element of air run through. And again, if you've got your altar, you can be focusing on the element of air. You can maybe have a feather. You maybe have some incense going. You can maybe, get outside into nature. Feel the wind in your face. Wrap up warm. It's cold outside. But, let the wind hit your face. Feel the air on your skin. Be aware of it. Paint, draw, write, create, craft, cook, garden, whatever it is you do that you like to do that gets your creative juices glowing. It might be movement, it might be getting in touch with your body, whatever it is. Fuel that imagination, dream big. Okay, so this card's asking all about that. And it asks you also then to come back and still the mind and get crystal clear on your vision too. So meditate daily, which brings us back to this altar card that we started with. Trust what you see in your mind's eye. Take a risk, follow your dreams, but tune into yourself as well. So I thought these 3 cards were lovely today, and it really spoke to me about what was going on for me, because as I said this morning, I got up, I felt a bit flat, wasn't sure how I was going to get myself motivated, and I thought, right, okay, do what you said, what you would advise other people to do. Take a moment, sit with it, what's going on, journal about it, meditate on it, move your body. And then I pulled these cards and they kind of just said everything that I needed to hear. So they asked me to honor my needs, honor my ancestral line, honor myself by having an altar space, by having somewhere to go to every day, to focus in on what sustains me, to give back, to offer and to give of myself when I can, and to be willing then to receive, because when you give, you also receive. So it's a reciprocal thing. And to get creative and to have fun with it, and to allow the air to flow through our bodies and to flow through our minds and to spark that creativity. So I hope that these 3 cards have spoken to you in some way. They maybe haven't, but I just thought I'd share them anyway. If you're still here and you're watching, then maybe they have spoken to you. Whatever you're up to over the next few days, weeks and months, maybe consider, do you have an altar? Do you have a space, either indoors or outdoors, as simple as you like? In fact, the simpler the better. Because what happens sometimes is we create this altar and then it becomes kind of all show and no actual substance. It's just this thing that sits in the corner and we don't use. So it's really important if we can have this lovely simple space that we can just go to. And as I say, it could be outside. Okay, if you're going to sit outside at the moment, you might need to wrap up in about 16 layers of clothes because it's absolutely freezing. But again, that's invigorating too, and it's fresh, and it kind of, I would say to my Reiki students, jump in, get some cold water under your skin, and that clears off anything out of your aura that's heavy and hanging about. Get rid of it. So the cold air can do the same. Let it blow away the cobwebs. Let it blow away whatever has been sort of pulled into your aura that's not yours. Okay, use that lovely altar space to connect in on a daily basis, because that will really help you find your balance, find your serenity, and find your focus on what it is that sustains you, because it's only when you tune into yourself and listen that you can actually honor the call of your soul, and you can get from your head down into your heart and actually tune in, and then allow yourself to be creative and have fun. And as you've probably heard me mention before, I am working to fuse the spirituality of rocks and rituals with the art of my art venture as well, and bring the 2 together. So I have some nice mandala meditative workshops planned. I'm going to bring back the creative coffee, even if it has to be by Zoom, where we just jump online together and create and have fun and just check in. But hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be able to get back into person again, which would be great. And the weather hopefully will brighten up in due course, and the winds of change, as suggested by this air card, will come blowing through your lives. But please get in touch with me. Let me know how you are. Good morning, Lindsay, Jackie, Karen. I see you all there. Hi, it's nice to see you. So let me know how you're going. Let me know what's going on in your life. Let me know how you're feeling. Is there anything I can do to help? Is there anything that you'd like to see, talked about? Is there anything in particular, any particular wee workshops you'd like to attend or do as things come into the summer months? I'm planning my summer sort of diary event at the moment. Jackie can't wait for Creative Coffee. I know, Jackie. To be honest, I think what I'm going to do is probably just throw them out as an open Zoom session for the next little while until we can get back into it again. I'm just trying to pin down a couple of dates for people for other stuff, and once I have that and my diary's kind of set, then I can put them in. So I'll keep in touch with you about it. But yeah, I'm trying to plan my summer diary at the moment to in the hope that we can kind of all get together. I really can't wait for the meditative mandala workshop. It's going to be lovely, and a day full of just peace, meditation, and just being creative with paint or colouring pens or whatever you want, but paint ideally. So yeah, all good fun. But please do tune in with yourselves. Listen to the call of your soul. What is your dream? What is it you want to achieve in life? What is it you want out of the next few weeks and months? And create yourself a little action plan that comes from your soul. And just by doing that every day, tuning into yourself, tuning into what's going on inside you, notice the difference that makes in your life when you're not being pulled in all these different directions by other people, by the media, by what's going on all around you. When you're tuning in and following the guidance of your own soul, using your altar, giving your offerings, allowing the air to come in and be creative, then you'll notice a massive difference in your life, and things will all start to get into flow. And when you're in a flow state, then you wonder how you ever get out of it. So that's all I have to say for today. Go and enjoy the rest of your day. It's almost 10 o'clock now. Maybe it's time for a wee cuppa. I think so. It's always time for coffee. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you all really soon. Bye.